What is up, YouTube? I am here with a Newsroom Season 1 review. 3 years late, baby, but it doesn't matter because I'm still doing it because I don't give a shit. That's who I am. Look at my hair. You think I did my hair this morning? No, I didn't. I ruined my hair even more. That's how much of a shit I don't give. So, Newsroom Season 1. I've heard that this show is super amazing, so on and so forth. And I'll just start with episode 1. Episode 1 of this show is probably the best episode 1 of a TV show I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Because I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that famous YouTube clip or the video floating around Facebook of Jeff Daniels. He's at an event and a girl asks him, what makes America the greatest country in the world? And then he goes on a rant about how America isn't, the greatest country in the world. And it's like a mic dropper, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that video, even if you haven't watched the show. And that was literally the first scene of the first episode, just like that. And what inspired him to do that rant was that there was a girl in the crowd who was holding signs like, tell the truth, be honest, right? Which inspired him to do that. And then later, at the end of that episode, so what ends up happening, let me fast track. What ends up happening is, as a result of that, this girl named Mackenzie, who's his ex-girlfriend, ends up being the new producer of Jeff Daniels, his character Will, his news show. And they used to be a couple. And then at the end of the episode, it shows that, Mackenzie, Jeff Daniels' character Will, was the one with the sign that inspired him to go on that tirade. And just that, if that doesn't hook you up, I don't know what will. But it's not all great, okay? This show, overall, it's kind of good, right? At least season 1. They have issues, right? But before I go to the issues, I'll talk about some more things I like. Well, I like how, they're in the boardroom, right? And there's a lot of times where they'll be discussing what stories to pick, so on and so forth. And I like the cameras. The camera moves quickly to one person, quickly to another. And they're at an angle where it seems like you're actually sitting in with the discussion with these people. So I like that. As a political and history junkie, I kind of like how they show you a bit how, running the news behind the scenes is. That's pretty cool to me. The characters, they're kind of all either okay or you kind of like them. There's no character, I really love. Or if there was a character that just died on the show, I don't think I'd care that much. Maybe because I've only watched the first season, and they do try to build these characters a bit, but it's just doesn't really get to me. But this is probably because, and this is my biggest problem with the show, the script fucking sucks. Like, the shit the characters say is fucking dumb, is fucking corny a lot of the times. There's a lot of times where they try to pull a joke, and I haven't laughed at one joke the whole entire show. I don't know if the point is to the jokes to be like corny and cringy, and that's kind of the point, or if they're actually trying to get comedy and humor out of this. I don't know. But I mean, it's not funny at all, even when they try to be funny with a few jokes here and there. The only part of the whole season I ever laughed at was when Sloane, the Asian economic chick, took over as news anchor for one show, and she was interviewing this nuclear energy guy, and they start going back and forth. She starts going back and forth with this translator, and she starts speaking in Japanese, and it was just a total fuck fest on air. That shit was funny. there's a lot of like savage moments, you know. They'll show Will McAvoy, you know, interviewing, you know, a Tea Party Republican or something like that. And guys, Will McAvoy's character is a Republican, so it's not really so much being biased towards one political affiliation. And he'll just have savage moments while interviewing people, you know? He's kind of well known for stumping people, you know, giving people a hard time, you know, asking tough questions, always follow throughing. So you can't bullshit around him. And they do have some cool moments, you know, when they're on air. But overall, this show, you can't binge it, or at least I can't binge it. I can't watch more than 2 episodes at a time. When I watch the show, I usually watch maybe 1 or 2 in a sitting. And there are literally times where I'm just like, I don't feel like watching today. So I don't watch at all, even though I have the free time. So, I mean, this show is, for me, good to pass time here and there. But it's nothing I'd essentially rave about. If I had to review this show out of 10, I'd give it a 7.5. It's pretty decent. If you're a history or political junkie, I suggest you at least check it out. But so far, season 1, definitely not a bad show. I'd say it's better than, it's in between average and good, you know what I mean? So that's my review. Leave a like, leave a comment, share if you want, and peace.